It's Monday. It's a little after 6:05, but it's time for Clash of the Podcast episode 103. What do you like to say, Sean? 103 consecutive weeks?
Oh, there we
No
go.
breaks,
Consecutive
no
weeks, no
stops.
breaks, no stops, no calling out sick, no holidays. Yeah, you already know.
Longer than how long WCW was on top. This podcast has been going. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell someone who likes pro wrestling.
That's
Get
it.
in here. We're going to be talking AEW All In today. We're going to also be talking about some of the recent business practices going on with WWE and AEW. And we might even be able to provide a little bit of a history lesson for you guys, coming from off top, of course. And we'll get into all that. We're going to talk a little bit of what happened on SmackDown this week again. We're talking SmackDown again. And we're going to discuss what Raw has lined up for us. All that and more on this episode of Clash of the Podcast.
So, for the 103rd consecutive week in a row, Conrad, my brother from another mother, I got 3 words for you. Drop that thing.
How do you not love that intro? How do you not love that intro? Tell me a lie, man. Tell me a lie.
Exactly.
Thank you guys for joining us for Clash of the Podcast. I know there's a lot of people in the chat. We are going to work on getting to some of those shout outs here momentarily, but I want to let everybody know today's show is going to be dedicated in memory of Afa Anoa'i. You guys may know him from the tag team, the Wild Samoans, kind of seen as like the OGs of the bloodline. They were a little bit before our time, Sean, but the Wild Samoans, man, what do they mean to you?
They mean everything. You know, now that we've done our research and did what we had to do as journalists to kind of figure out what was going on, we realized that the Wild Samoans were very influential in obviously changing the face of tag team wrestling, becoming world tag team champions, and also from a political standpoint, advocating for the first ever African American tag team champions of Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. So these guys were ahead of their time. They understood what it was like to be. They understood what it meant to be fair. They understood what it meant to be honorable in the business. And I believe that they were stand-up individuals. And one of my most wonderful memories as a youth. Again, this was a little bit before our time, but what was not before our time, elementary school, was watching this gentleman be the manager of the Head Shrinkers, the former World Tag Team Champions. They were the team that beat the Quebecers after the Quebecers had about a year and a half run as the best tag team in WWE. And, so Alpha has had 2 careers in WWE. And then a third, a very small third, which would obviously be when he anointed Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, about a couple of years ago, about 4 years ago. So, to both gentlemen, obviously, they both have left us within close proximity of each other. You hear stories all the time about how, whether it's brothers, whether it's a husband and a wife, one person goes and then the person, somebody that's close to them goes not long after, possibly leaving us due to a broken heart, even though broken hearts are not a medical term, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I don't believe in coincidences. Quite ironic and eyebrow raising that this loss came not long after the previous one. But that being said, rest in peace to Afa, rest in peace to everybody we've lost, especially over the last couple of weeks, and the Wild Samoans, and were just revolutionary, and their legacy will live on. The legacy does live on. The Usos, Roman Reigns, The Rock. There is a lineage that is second to none, and Godspeed, and God willing, we'll see you on the other side.
Well said, Sean. Yeah, there's a lineage and a history here with Afa. I know that it got reported incorrectly, myself included. I saw that a couple other people prominent reported that he had passed, and I even reported it a little too early, like a day early. My apologies to the family for that. And this is a picture that his daughter had put up, and I wanted to show it just out of respect for the family. And how she handled the whole situation with everything. I thought it was very nice. I would be remiss if I don't even mention that Afa's got some stories behind him too, and these were some bad dudes back in the day. According to someone at the steroid trial, I guess this is public knowledge at this point, Afa and Sika, I believe, were both there, and they had got in trouble because while they were reading off, you know, in real court, it's not like, and we, the jury, fine. It doesn't go like that. They talk for a while. And he was sitting there and he was doing, he was mouthing not guilty beforehand. And the judge said it was intimidation towards the jury. And he might have gotten removed. I don't know the whole story behind it, if he got removed or if he got reprimanded by the judge. But that's crazy that you had a big bad dude there and he did not care. And he's saying that. It's wild. I love what you had said. The memory I remember seeing the most is them having the wooden chair broken over the head for the tag team title match. Absolutely history that they were a part of, and they will be missed. And like you said, this family bloodline, there's people currently in, and there are people currently on the come up as well. So it's never going to stop. With that being said, we'll pause here for a second, just for a brief moment of silence. But thank you, Afa. Thank you to the Anoa'i family, and our condolences. All right, Sean, we got some stuff to get into. There's some shows to talk about, and I'm going to run down something real quick for you guys for all of this. Wrestle Dream tickets are out. If you are on the West Coast side of things, like our good friends over at the Pro Wrestling Shoot, Jesse's attending this show. Saturday, October 12th in Tacoma, Washington. The Tacoma Dome has tickets available for you. If you are a TNA wrestling fan, Bound for Glory's got October 26th. It's happening. It's in Detroit, Wayne State University Fieldhouse. Get those tickets. Subscriber pre-sale starts on the 22nd, so you only got a couple more days for that. General sale will start on the 23rd. We've got Bash in Berlin. That's something that we'll be discussing next week as well. Me and Sean will go through that. I got some fire graphics for you guys. I worked very hard this weekend for you guys. So
yes, you did.
Don't say I never do nothing for you. And really quickly, I guess I want to address, I'm just trying to address this in an order that makes sense. Congratulations to Zack Sabre Jr. on winning the G1. Sean, did you know that he is in, I want you to think of the correlation. 4 people he goes in with right now that he fits in with. Who are some of the best foreigners to come over to Japan and win the G1 climax? Hulk Hogan, forgive me, Andre the Giant, and Kenny Omega, and now Zack Sabre Jr. Not many have done it.
You are a witness to the fact of what I've said about Zack Sabre Jr. for a long time. I think this guy is stellar. I don't think there's ever been a preview show we've done where Zack Sabre Jr. has been on a card, whether it's New Japan or AEW, that I've chosen against Zack Sabre Jr. I picked him to beat Daniel Bryan. I'll pick him to beat anyone. I think he's a tremendous wrestling talent, and I think that, Hogan, whatever. But, that in those list of names that you just listed, for him to be included in that is just awesome, but also very appropriate. This kid he's top tier.
I think he's going to cash in his shot early.
As he should. I think the whole cashing in later, forgive the term cashing in, he should cash in or turn in early.
There is a briefcase. I mean, we're not wrong in the mixing of it. Right. It's the contract, though, that they carry so that he has the main event match.
Right.
It's not money in the bank, though. But yes, And he wants to be the champion when they go to England beforehand. So he wants to have his match early. So this is different. But then if they do that match early, it makes you wonder, well, what's the match for him at the Tokyo Dome?
Right.
Could it be Shingo? Shooter?
Yeah, a little bit of a conundrum, but a good problem to have.
Yeah, I thought the G1 was fun this year. I think it was slept on by a lot of people. Like, even us, I don't think we talked about it enough in the upcoming weeks, but we've been bombarded with news. It's not like we're not touching on as much as we can.
We've been running hard for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, and speaking of hard, here's something hard for you. Triller.
That's what she said.
Inappropriate. Triller has AEW All In and All Out pay-per-view pack available for you guys to order. You guys can go over to Triller and order both of these. Now, I know it's not available in some areas. They have them listed right down there below. If that's your area, I'm sorry.
Big shout out to Bangladesh if you're listening to Clash of the Podcast right now. We're sorry. Like, big shout out to Nepal and
you'd
be
surprised,
and Afghanistan and India. If you guys are listening, we offer our sincerest apologies.
Yo, listen, we were in the top for India during WrestleMania weekend. I'm just letting you know. I don't know if I told everybody that, but yes, this is good, man. So Triller TV is going to have all of this. So make sure that you guys are locked in with that, and you get a discount on it. It looks like you'll save about $10-15 ordering through here. So make sure you guys keep it locked. I think the double pack's a great idea. I think they should have did this last year as well. So I'm happy it's here now.
2 pay-per-views in 2 weeks, or now that they've changed it, 2 pay-per-views in 3 weeks. There's no question, 100%. Bundle package is what it's all about, and I'm happy the Triller's doing it. Shout out to them for making the right decision. I like wrestling companies and pay-per-view distributors that make correct decisions. I salute them because everybody doesn't do that.
I'm just trying to think if we have any other news. Oh, yeah, this was announced. AEW All In next year is happening in July, Saturday, July 12th from Globe Life Field. That is the home of the Texas Rangers near Arlington, Texas. Tony Khan and everybody had a brief press conference about this. I thought it went well. They had a lot of the wrestlers from Texas. You had Dustin Rhodes in there, Thunder Rosa, Mercedes, Swerve front and center. I know there was a lot of controversy about Swerve's not front and center enough, but he was there. Big shout out to Jim Ross. That is the mayor in Arlington. He was part of making this deal happen as well, not Jim Ross, who we usually think of as good old JR in the pro wrestling. Paul White was there, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy. I saluted them for it. They are putting their chips down and saying, you know what? We could sell out this. We could do this. 40K, they're looking at 40K, 50K again in the States.
When you have the best in-ring product in pro wrestling, you can accomplish anything. It's just a matter of the fans supporting and doing what they're supposed to do. I would be there. If I was in Texas, I'd be there. I will be ordering the show. At the end of the day, AEW has the in-ring product to rival any promotion in the United States or abroad, and I'm very happy that they are broadening their horizons.
Sean, I fully agree with you that it is extremely wise for them to look at this and do these things. I really don't have any complaints about it. Like, I think it's going to be a good idea. I like that it's in July. Hold on, let me put that graphic back up. It's in July, so that means there's going to be distance between this show and All Out. That's what you need. Maybe this is the plan moving forward, like more separation between these. I know he did another week this year. Thank you. Still not enough time, though. I know they're trying to do this Tuesday in Texas kind of feel. I don't know if you think that works from a historical value. I think you mentioned it before that you didn't think it worked, but it was a good try.
That's exactly what my thought was, Conrad. You hit the nail on it. I thought it was a good try. It didn't work out, but I like the attempt.
Yeah, so we'll see what Tony Khan and them are able to cook up here. Before we get into this, let's give our shout-outs real quick, and I'm going to try and blow through these, so I apologize if anyone doesn't get everything read for it, but we got Vinny, first one in here. He is the only Vinny we like. He says, happy Monday. God bless the best duo in the wrestling podcast game. Thank you, Vinny.
Thank you, man.
Clown says, afternoon, everyone. Hopefully everyone is enjoying their Monday. Pat McAfee saying tonight is his last Raw for a while. Is this when the Wyatt Six get him? I think so.
I like that, though. I like that. We all know he's going away to do college football. I like that.
I had a short-term thought. A lot of people are saying keep Pat no matter what. If I'm WWE, I feel like I'm kind of like, how long are we going to let Pat leave us to go do something else, too? I don't know. Maybe is that my short-sightedness in this?
I think Pat McAfee's the best color guy they got.
My point is, Sean, it feels like he's not invested all the way. Is he going to keep coming back and taking someone's spot or bumping him around? You know what I mean?
No, from a business standpoint, I know exactly what you mean. You're 100% right. But
I'll say this. Let me, before I get cussed out by anyone in the chat, is he bringing value back with him when he goes away to do these things? Like, is it worth it for me to say, Pat, go do this and then come back? Is he mentioning WWE when he's doing NCAA commentary?
Yes, he does. He does.
Okay.
He regularly references WWE on College Game Day. I'm a big fan of that show. I think Pat McAfee is the best color guy. Give me a second. Since Jerry the King Lawler.
Okay.
And that's lofty. He's the best color guy in WWE since Jerry the King Lawler. So yes, I don't have a problem with him venturing out and doing other things.
And I know I sound like Two-Face from the Batman the Animated Series here, but I can see both sides of this though too.
Oh, sure, you can see both sides. Your point is valid, but I'm just saying Pat is really good, and when you're really, really good, you get special provisions. And in this case, I'm okay with it because you got to understand, Pat McAfee's first love is football. Mm-hmm. Pat McAfee loves pro wrestling, and like I said, he does wear that with a badge of honor. He talks about WWE probably every day on his show, and he talks about and he references it on College Game Day. I have zero problem with him going back to do college football and coming back when the season is over.
Okay, well, hopefully that's something they can figure in a little bit better. It seems like every time it happens, it's like, oh, it's a surprise to us. Didn't know this was coming, you know?
I think we all knew that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that the writing was on the wall from day one. You know, it happened initially, right? Last year. I think it was clear that when football season rolled around again, because when he came back, it tied in with the same thing. He was back like 2 weeks after the national championship. So it was like, okay, clearly we see what's going on here.
Touche. And I do think that the Wyatt Six get him tonight, Clown, because they haven't. They've been kind of quiet lately. Quill says, "What up, Conrad, Sean, chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back to enjoy my two favorite bros, CJ and Hubs, for episode 103, the best wrestling podcast out today, Clash of the By God podcast." Thank you,
Quilly. We appreciate you, Quilly.
XG Dub says, best podcast duo in the game.
Thank you, XG Dub, for the continued support on Hubbonomics too. You and Clown always represent. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, go check out that Bronson Reed episode. I'm telling you, really good. I might even try to link it in here if I can remember.
Yeah, Sean actually said something good about WWE.
Some people miss it. Joel says, "Hey guys, what's up, Joel? Thank you." Matt Lopez says, "Hello, everyone. Good evening."
Lazy Fo. What is going on with you today, Conrad?
I'm trying to get through. We're behind.
All right, I'm lazy fishies. All right.
He says, "Good evening. Hope you all had a good weekend. Kick off this historic with the two aces of our pro wrestling community." Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Doug says, "Episode 103. Teach me. Teach him how to Dougie."
Yes, sir.
Ray Thompson says, "Happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend." Ray, I hope you and the family are doing good, my friend. Yes. Thank you.
Always a joy to see you on social media with your beautiful family.
BJ, we've been having some good conversations. Hope everyone had a good weekend and everyone excited to be here chatting with you guys. Another busy week of wrestling. Who you telling, bro?
BJ, what up, though?
Let me see here. Alien Romulus was fantastic. I haven't checked it out yet, but I have heard good things about Alien. Deanna says it's another week, another clash. Thank you, Deanna.
Thank you, Deanna.
Mike from The Rock.
Mike
He says, "Rip to the Wild Samoans," and puts the finger up for acknowledgement. Thank you, sir.
Oh, no.
Thank you. D in the house, what's good? He said, "What up, Brody?"
Guy, Derek.
And he said, my guy Hubs. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. McKinney's here. I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire live chat. And I don't have any more black tag teams left to call you bros, but I'm going to still let you know whatever you are, be a good one. Let's go.
Thank you. McKinney also showing love on Hubbernomics. So some good points talking about what's going to happen next with Brunson Reed, because that's the big thing. What's going to happen next?
You could have a superstar in your hands if you treat it right.
100.
Rob says not guilty in reference to when we were talking earlier about it. What up, Rob? Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Everybody showing love. Greatest headbutt in the business. Much respect. Thank you. Guy will gamble. What's good, everybody? Hope you're having a beautiful day. Rip to Alpha. It hits different in storyline how Roman Reigns was looking at the Ula Fala, remembering Alpha put it on him originally. Touche. Respect to Captain Lou. Yes, Captain Lou managed the Wild Samoans. Mike says Wild Samoans for 2K15. Let him know. Great finals. ZSJ deserved the win. Absolutely. Congrats to Zack Sabre Jr. Let me see here. I have to ask Triller TV why they didn't do this last year. Well, last year I didn't think they had U.S. rights. They probably didn't, but I'm saying AEW should have did it last year.
Exactamundo.
But I think Tony had said it was difficult to do, and I'm pretty sure everybody can't do it. No. Deanna,
not bad, Deanna. I didn't see that one coming. Nice. Oh, by the way, I didn't see that one coming. Also, not what she said.
Inappropriate, folks. Inappropriateness everywhere this week.
We're having fun, man.
Rob says to go against Sean's weekly closing remarks. Unfortunately, Evil will regain again. Stop saying that. I do not want Evil with the New Japan title.
Oh, I was like, what?
Evil? Okay. No, he's talking about Evil from New Japan.
The wrestler, right?
Yes. If Evil wins the title, I don't want to hear anyone else talk about who's a bad booker for the rest of the year. That's that 10% Gato that I talk about all the time, where he's like, I'm going to do this. Joseph Ricky says, hi, guys. Joseph, welcome. I hope you enjoy. Feel free to comment. I think you're new here. Everybody make them feel welcomed.
Welcome.
Don't forget about Athena. She was there as champion. Yes, they had Ring of Honor represented as well. Did you notice something, Quills? It was called AEW Ring of Honor. Pay attention, folks. I feel that ink might be drying soon on a contract, and there was a reason why it was called AEW Ring of Honor.
Touche.
James from Pro Wrestler Shoe says better moves in the Cowboy Stadium. Delay Gratz in the chat. Hey, folks, what up, Gratz, man? Appreciate you, bro. Hopefully the Wyatts life bet like they did Chad Gable. Come on now.
Nice play on words.
Matt says Pat does a great job. Yes,
sir.
Yes. Okay, I'm just looking to see if I've missed anyone. I appreciate all of you guys. If you guys come in or if you guys have comments, I will try to keep up. And I saw Finn's. You better not be referencing the Dolphins. Ready for Brady? Get out of here. Get out of here with that garbage talk. I'm going to the Bills game on Saturday.
Enjoy.
Let's get it. All right, we're going to talk a little AEW All In. I am trying to mark this stuff down right where it begins here. So, yeah, let's get it. Sean, I want to start off with something that we talked about previously. I want you to take a look at this card here. I feel like I'm in police mode here with the ink blot. I want you to look at this. Remember how you felt about this. Same for you, chat. Just take a look at this. There is one person that we have on here that I miss. If you guys know my Instagram, baby, come back. Punk's gone. But you had Jack Perry and Hook. You had Aussie Open and MJF and Adam Cole on the 0 hour for the Ring of Honor. You had a trios title match, House of Black versus the Acclaimed, Sting and Darby versus Christian and Swerve. How things have changed. The Stadium Stampede, Jericho, Ospreay. We had the hodgepodge of Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, and Kota Ibushi versus Bullet Club Gold members and Konosuke Takeshita. We had a 4-way for the women's title, FTR, Young Bucks. People were excited for. More on that momentarily. And MJF, Adam Cole. I know you felt that it was kind of meh. Now I'm going to put up this. This is what we're about to talk about. Your feelings, good sir, on the distinction between these two cards, and how has AEW done from last year's All In to this year's? There's also a big difference with injuries and such.
They called All In the biggest event in pro wrestling history. That was the tag. They said this would be the biggest event in pro wrestling history. And they did not deliver. The storylines did not deliver. I don't think the match card delivered. It was a good show. Before everybody jumps on me, it was a good show, but it wasn't the caliber of card that would indemnify an organization as saying it was the best card of all time. This card, I am thoroughly pleased with the build-up. I am thoroughly pleased with the card. And I think AEW has more than made up for the lacklusterness of last year's All In. They got it right. And I think it will deliver in the ring as well. And it will go down in history. This will go down in history as one of the greatest pay-per-views in all Elite Wrestling history.
I love it. Delay Gratz comes in. $5 super chat. We thank you, my friend. Guys, the contract is signed. That's why AEW is announcing a 2025 stadium shows. Plus, ROH is likely getting on TV. I don't know if you were in here when I mentioned that, Delay Gratz. There's a reason, y'all, they're calling it AEW Ring of Honor. There's a reason it's called WWE NXT. I just want y'all to peep game. And he adds to this, All In marks the 1-year anniversary of CM Punk's last match, bruh. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. I bought these shirts that weekend.
Look in my eyes.
And he said, biggest show in non-WWE pro wrestling history then.
Absolutely not. Gratz, appreciate you, but that's not the case either. All In did not deliver as it last year as being the greatest event in AEW history.
I think he's looking at it from what did the event mean?
Oh, the event meant everything. The event meant everything, but it didn't deliver. Let me tell you something, man. That you cannot have, I feel like I'm quoting myself from last year. You can't have a B+ show as the greatest event in your history.
Well, you remember how it came off to me. Me and Sean were a little different on this, but we went back and forth on like why I was like, I'm okay with the card. Sean wasn't okay with the card. And I thought it was a great show in the end. Like I was like, I really enjoyed this thoroughly. It was a different look for them, but I hear you, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, it is what it is. It's all a matter of opinion. But to me, you just have to deliver. If you don't say it's going to be the biggest event ever, then it probably turns out to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't put that kind of pressure on a show and expect people to let you off the hook if that's not what it is. You can't. Like, they said it's going to be the biggest event ever. It wasn't.
Tough because it's crazy. They're putting on a better card, and now they're gonna. I don't know if it's gonna make 10 million like the last one did. That was a $10 million draw. Now, but you get what I'm saying? Like that's weird in history, in retrospect. Like how is this one better, but then it doesn't make as much? But
I'm telling you what the problem is. The problem is what you've been talking about all this time.
Momentum.
Exactly.
Momentum is a bleeper.
See how we came full circle right there?
It was. And Delay Gratz agrees the build-up was better this year. And I agree with what Sean said, too. Yeah. And he said, I feel you in terms of quality. So Delay Gratz is agreeing. Clown, I hope that's not true about Phil Donahue. Not good. The stories have been better all over. Do I see it as the greatest event? No, it's a good AEW pay-per-view lineup.
Agreed.
Okay. Let me see here. Law of diminishing returns, Rob says. Last year's event was soured by Jack Perry and CM Punk.
Agreed.
Interesting. Joel says it is true. I almost read that in my Kurt Angle voice.
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry about Phil Donahue. He followed up.
Wow, that's a shame.
Yeah. No Bash at Berlin counter programming plus Taylor Swift concert limits seats to 60K this year. Oh, so they probably had to take seats out. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Didn't know that. Did not know that. But let's get into this beautiful card. Before we do, though, Sean, I got to compliment on the beautiful artwork. I was going to pick one of these and make this our thumbnail, and I ended up using all of them to showcase. Look at how this is how you feature a champion. He is on the front. He's got his kicks on. He's in his full aura. He's got the car next to him. It's in London, and there's a dragon flying overhead. I love it. And if you want to chime in on any of these, Sean, I'm going to go through these pretty quick. But
there's nothing to say other than AEW is getting it right, and I hope. And this does nothing but make me want to cheer on AEW and hope for nothing but success for them.
I love Danielson's thing here. It's about progress and trying to get there, and how do we get there? I really like how they played this one up.
They're getting it right. They're knocking everything out the butt. This pay-per-view is gonna slap, bro.
The beauty of
unbelievable.
Yeah, the imagery is real. Watch for the shoe is what Tony Storm always says, but look at how she looks different in all of these. Very Joker-esque kind of looks on her face, even with the lipstick, making sure the pink sticks out. I'll pause myself, play. And
there you go.
I blame you, Indiana. I blame you, Indiana, for that.
Thank you. At least you stepped up to the plate. I was gonna let you slide, but you did the right thing.
Yes, it's never good to slide near the pink. Well, actually, it is. But anywho, this is terrible. Pause. Play. We're back. Mariah May and Tony Stormed. To me, best story being told into this.
That was fantastic.
It's all in weekend, folks. We're going crazy out here.
That was a better that's what she said or pause or play than I've ever done. That was fantastic.
That's how we get down in here, all right? That's how we get down.
There you go. Nothing wrong with it. We're not R, but we're PG-14. We're PG-14.
Yeah, we're tiptoeing the line right now.
Yeah.
Too. They did just come out with a recent one here of MJF. As you can see, he's got the American Championship in the background with all of the red, white, and blue surrounding him. But I also like he's like a campaign person, and Will Ospreay's kind of the rebel walking up to it.
Super dope, bro. Like, they're going in, and I love it, bro.
Did you see this one, though? This is another one. Please, I hope no one flags me for this, but him cutting through with the hidden blade.
You got to be careful if you're AEW. But I still like the symbol. You got to be careful.
He just cut a piece of paper, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we know that. Just, be careful. I think it's dope. It's fire, but, just be careful.
Darby Allin coming out of phone booth. With the mayhem behind him, it looks good. All I'm saying is I love the artwork. I love what they're doing with this.
Bro, I hope this pay-per-view is a bang. Bro, everybody go buy the pay-per-view, please.
Yes. Yes, and I'm trying to I see you guys commenting before about AEW not being as hot. I see Rob Delay Gratz, even McKinney talking about it here. Deanna said, wow, it's not me and Hubs, Conrad.
Not this time.
Derek, play. Yo.
Nice.
Absolutely love it, man. T-Ferg in the house. What's good? What up, fellas? If All In is AEW's version of Mania, should it go to different cities? All In was AEW's biggest pay-per-view event. Yes, do not burn out the cities. I think, how do you feel about it going back to the same place? Like, it has a territorial type of value to it.
Gives me WrestleMania 4 and 5 vibes. I mean, but they're making the right decision. They're going to venture out next year, so we're good. If I had heard, 25 is going to be in Wembley again, I'm like, all right, guys. But back-to-back years is fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I think they need to look at moving it around.
Yeah. And they are.
Yeah, they should keep.
I don't know about the date change though. That's the only difference.
I think it's better.
Okay,
it's way better because you got separation now. Well, I don't know if this is still going to be pay-per-view. We don't know what the model is yet. But
yeah, exactly.
It depends on what you're doing here. But
well, it's on a Sunday, so I'm imagining it's going to be pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, would you care as much if it was like a WWE model if they did pay-per-views back to back?
I wouldn't. I love what you're saying right now. I would not.
Yeah, and I've mentioned to you, I think it was you or maybe it was Rob. we were talking, and I was like, I wouldn't mind if they did something where it's like, well, we're in Pittsburgh one night, then we're in Philadelphia another time. Like, it's close enough. Fine.
Right.
A week later, sure. Great.
Agreed.
Delayed grass is coming in. All In 2026 should be in Canada. All In 2027 should be in the Tokyo Dome. They could make this a global phenomenon if they wanted to.
AEW has the sauce, man. Just spread it around. Wow. Oh, geez.
Play. Yes.
That was rough. What is going on today? I didn't.
Someone must have had their beans and toast, baby. It's all in.
What did I just say? Oh my god, that is terrible.
Listen, we got to stop laughing. They're gonna start calling us Cameron and Mace. We're gonna be the Giggle Bros.
Oh my god.
Yo, All In, man. Can't wait. August 25th, 2024. I believe the start time is 1 p.m. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. I am planning to be live, and I will do a review. Derek, I don't know if you're going to be around or what you're doing that day. Let me know, bro. I'm sure we'll talk about this later. But we will be live. Sean's going to be watching a little bit on delay, but me and Sean have talked. We might be working together on this channel for something else coming up, and we've got something planned also.
Yeah, got something cooking. Yeah, but Sundays for
say it now. Forget it. Say it. We're about to get into the card.
Well, Bash in Berlin's coming up in a couple weeks. So the Thursday before Bash in Berlin, we have a very big preview show on the Hubbard Wrestling channel. It's a Clash of the Podcast presentation, but the Bash in Berlin pay-per-view, we're doing a preview on Thursday before Bash in Berlin, and it will feature the biggest contest / giveaway, the biggest contest / giveaway in the history of Clash of the Podcast. One listener of that particular episode will get something really, really dope. So, I mean, we're really fired up about it. We've never given anything this prolific away. It's nothing close to what we've given away before. This is a massive contest just to say thank you.
And when he says the biggest, he means it.
Oh my God.
That was just for Derek one time because I know he's the biggest Paul White fan. Send him all the Paul White shirts you guys find.
Yes. Big announcement merch-wise. You ready? Are you ready? The day. Oh boy. Gamble, what are you doing? Lord have mercy. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. This is for the homies, y'all. This is for the homies. This is for people who watch our show and enjoy our show. Y'all know the catchphrases. That's what she said. You know the catchphrases from the show exclusively, which is, you know what that means? Well, the next one's coming, y'all. Conrad, are you ready? Clash of the Podcast on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly store on Threadless on August 30th. August 30th. The day before Bash in Berlin. The Clash of the Podcast shirt, Snap Famous, will be available for purchase. Snap Famous shirts available for purchase. Make sure you get them. Make sure you lock in. We're fired up about it. I just got the design approved by my team about 3 days ago. We're ready to start production on August 30th.
Nice. And you know what, Quills? I'm a man of the people, by the fans, for the fans. We say it all the time around here. He says he wants that LA night.
Yeah.
That's what she said, and she said it that many times too.
Chill.
What?
So that's my favorite one is the one that you reacted to when Ellen and I first was going off about the he was in his mode that night. Appreciate it, man. I did rock that Mace Feels So Good sampler when it first was released. I love it, guys. I love it. All right, let's get into All In. We got 1 0-hour match announced right now. I'm sure this is going to get bumped up by the time Wednesday rolls around here.
Shout out to my girl, man. But I am so in love with her, bro.
Which one? There's
Willow Nightingale. I am so in love. She's so pretty, bro.
It's the cheesy smile.
And before anybody jumps on me and says, well, why are you objectifying her? She's a tremendous athlete. I'm sure she's very intelligent, but she is very attractive. Willow Nightingale is top tier, bro. But anyway, let's move on.
I love that Stokely's wearing like a Nation of Domination style outfit, like he's gonna do something. It's Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. I don't know if you saw them talk about the match and cut the promo. Statlander's like, we're ready. We're ready to go. And then he starts barking like a poodle. He had to change the barks mid doing it. Like, I ain't scared of you.
Crazy.
I can't wait. That's going to be a fun comedy match, I think, to open up the show. If I'm a betting man, I think that we're going to end up getting a rematch between these two at All Out.
Well, the match is already signed.
For All Out, right?
Yeah. That's why Chris Statlander, and Stokely are going to win, because the heels always pick the stipulations.
But how do they get out of this? Like, I just can't see Stokely doing anything that is going to remotely... Stokely's got to get the pin, I feel, right?
Bro, I'm only going with wrestling logic. I have no other reason behind it. Am I right or am I wrong? Don't usually the heels always pick stipulations? Don't usually heels always win coin tosses?
This is true. This
is
true.
I'm just going with that. I'm saying that somehow Stokely and Statlander win, which leads them to picking the stipulation at All Out.
Stokely's about to get stoned by the pit bull, that is. Winner gets to choose the stipulation. Stokely's not about to make that tag. What up, Tokyo?
Tokyo, what up, dude?
So we're going with the heels. That me and you are going to be in agreement on this one.
All we're doing is being old school, knowledgeable fans. The heels always win stipulations, and the heels always win coin tosses.
Let's flip this. What's the best stipulation they could do? What do you think works for Willow and Statlander?
I think steel cage.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see it. I kind of want them to get more hardcore, like maybe a lights out style kind of match.
You want Statlander and Willow to get hardcore?
I just set myself up for these things.
It's like the layup,
and it gets blocked.
Chat. Did he not say he wants Willow and Statlander to get hardcore? That's what he said, right? I'm just quoting you.
I said the wrong thing.
I don't understand. I mean, if that's your preference, God bless.
Moving on, chat. Moving on. Potentially greatest comedy match could be the Outrunners versus the Maximum Male Models booking. I actually really like how they're being presented. Or excuse me, I should say MXM. I don't know if they're allowed to say that name. MXM is doing great, though. I actually like the gimmick they're doing. Really good. Are you Guy Will Gamble?
No.
Mike?
No, both Guy Will Gamble and Deanna.
Oh, Conrad, how hard do you want them to go?
Jeez. What is going on today? Everybody's acting up today, yo.
Yeah, we got it. Very hard would be my answer, but
what is going on? Play, as a matter of fact. I'm sorry. Play indeed. What the heck did Crunch just say? All right, guys, let's go. We're getting a little out of control here. Thank you, McKinney, for bringing us back to reality here.
Last woman standing wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't even
steel cage. Call it a day.
Yeah, someone. I feel like there's got to be some kind of cage match coming up.
Don't forget, All Out was trash last year, so
I won't say it was trash, but I think it was highly overrated. Like that's the one show where everyone was like, "This is one of the greatest." I was like, "Sit down." I know you're trying. Yeah. It felt like coping. Right. That's what it felt like. Punk's done. We don't need him, Chicago. And I was just like, "Relax, people."
Mm-hmm. So I mean, AEW All Out was kind of a letdown last year. So put him in a steel cage. Put a lid on it.
There's another match where someone I hope puts a lid on it, but we're gonna get to that momentarily.
All right.
We got Chris Jericho versus Hook.
Hi guys.
I kind of feel like they should try to possibly get this one over with, but they might open with a different match.
Hi Conrad.
Please no.
Hi guys.
I'm not feeling the banana suit. I'm not feeling this. What do you do here, Sean? You've been the Jericho guy, so I'm coming to you first here.
I'm a Jericho guy, but I'm a wrestling guy first. There's no way that Jericho should walk out of this match victorious. You know what? I'll even go a step further. You're gonna like this. If Jericho wins this match, I'll then start jumping on you and Derek bandwagon saying that, yo, this is getting out of control. There has to be a payoff. Hook has to win this match.
No other way I see it. I think you may even have to have Taz get involved. Taz may have to lock Brian Keith or someone in the.
Okay.
I almost said the Taz mission, but can I
Mhm.
say the ECW name? Probably not. But lock them in. Put the Taz mission on. Call it a day. Get your help that you need from Joe. Maybe Joe and Shibata return here. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I like
There's
where you're going with it, but I'm just no. As long as it ends in Jericho losing. Jericho, from what I remember and from what I feel, even though many people, including you, disagree with me, I think Jericho does do the right thing for business most of the time. So let's hope he does it again.
Oh, I'm laughing at the chat. Delayed Grats definitely has it. Hook wins and holds up the belt awkwardly like Tongaloa because of the eye patch. Delayed Grat says, if Jericho wins, we win. He will no longer be in the Jericho vortex. That's true. That's true. I'm with you, though. I think Hook has to win this. Hook, yeah, I saw it. The chat's wild for anybody who's listening live.
Anybody listening on audio, the chat is wilding out, bro.
We have the best chat. Like, if you can be in here at 6:05 on Mondays, best chat ever, bro. Best chat.
We have fun.
Hook has to win this match. I think you get rid of the FTW title after this. I think it's time.
I mean, you should definitely think about moving on. I mean, it's a novelty title. I'm all about nostalgia, but I mean, look, again, Jericho has to lose, and then if Hook moves on, then Hook moves on. Maybe he just gives it back to his father. That would be a good way to end it. Just give it back to your dad.
That's what I'm saying. He says, put that away because I'm coming for another title after this.
Yeah.
Boom. And it could lead to whatever they're doing. Quill says Hook better win this match. Y'all got to quit calling Hook fans that. I'll let you guys use your imagination for what they're calling Hook's fans. Is Jericho and Hook is on the main show. I'm sorry. We only know 1 0-hour match thus far.
The only 0-hour match I saw was the Willow and Statlander match.
And I think they're going to announce some more coming up here. This doesn't deserve to.
A show of this magnitude needs to have three pre-show matches.
Yeah. McKinney says this doesn't deserve to be on pay-per-view. This could have been a great Dynamite main event. End this now.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. They could make this match a pre-show match.
They wanted to.
They want to change it up.
I got one that just got announced on Collision for us.
What's that?
London Ladders match. It is going to be for the Trios Championship. Derek's going to love this one. I hope Derek's around so I can hear all the complaining about how Trios matches get too crazy for him. There will be teams with the Trios belts hanging from ladders. And this is where they decided, we're going to just do the old school Money in the Bank match that they used to do at WrestleMania. Everyone's in it. Mayhem ensues, guaranteed. You've got Christian Cage and the Patriarchy, the Bang Bang Gang versus the House of Black, and there's another team in there.
I would have thought it was going to be the Acclaim, but the Acclaim actually stumbled into a tag title shot.
Who is the third team and who wins?
I don't know, man. Maybe you put two guys together who are. I mean, I'm thinking Private Party or something.
Really, you're thinking give them a chance?
Yeah, give them a chance. Give somebody a shot at the main stage, But I mean, Private Party only has 2 members now, right? Matt Hardy's in TNA.
Yeah, Private Party's been hanging out. I mean, you also have Top Flight, Leo Rush as an option.
That's true.
I've got another one though that might impress you. This one I may change my pick.
Okay.
There's 3 people.
I'm listening.
What if you get Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin?
I love that. I mean, it's not WWE, so it's a good idea, so it could happen.
And Delay Grants, thank you for $2. He said, "Who do you pick for the Casino Gauntlet debut surprises?" We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
Well, that's kind of where I was gonna go with the casino thing, bro. Like, I like what you're saying, but that's kind of where I was going.
It just makes you wonder. But does Christian and them? I feel like just got the titles.
That's why I'm picking them to retain. By the way.
Yeah. That I want to, but I feel like if this group remains a surprise, then fine. But if they announce by Collision who's in it, then I think Christian and them are going to retain. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to stick with you. I'm going to go with Christian and them win. House of Black, though, I like that they're at least in the mix. They're featured on the card here. It looks good. It looks good for all of these.
I like it. I like it a lot, and I'm still loving Christian right now as far as being one of the best heels in the company.
And not even that. Christian, I've mentioned this before. Christian has the best footwork in pro wrestling. Like, if you are a super wrestling nerd like me, Christian has the best footwork. You're in there with one of the best minds for a ladder match. Yes, I know we could talk about Bubba Ray, Devon, the Hardys as well, but Adam Copeland and Christian are amongst that as well. They are going to lay this out. I bet you there will be a spot that's different in this match that no one's ever thought of, and they're going to try and do something different here. Whether it works or not, it doesn't matter because this match is going to be chaos.
That's a good point you just made. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're going to remember that they tried it. And Delayed Gratz brings up, I think they did trademark the Hurt Syndicate. I like that name.
That's dope. That's dope.
Maybe Top Flight. Top Flight would crush it in this. BJ says it's going to be Death Triangle. Ooh, Pac and the Lucha Bros show up to reclaim. I heard they were supposed to be in this match originally.
Yeah, before the
controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see you, Carlos.
Huh.
If you don't know who I'm talking about, look it up. He doesn't get called by his name anymore, his wrestling name anymore on this around these parts.
Yep.
If Mother Wayne doesn't climb a ladder, I'm calling shenanigans. Rob says, "Yeah, give Penta and Ray one last big show if they want it." Let me see here. Ladder match. Derek said, "Absolutely the F not." I like your idea, Conrad. BJ says maybe you tease Death Triangle and then the Hurt Syndicate take them out. Could do that. It could be what Sean said too, though. Maybe the Hurt Syndicate's meant for another match.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm thinking. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards.
I'll save that for a moment here. If it's the Hurt Business or the Hurt Dynasty, the fourth team could be determined on Collision. Maybe Top Flight. Yes, we talked about that. Trios ladder match. As long as the Patriarchy doesn't win, I'm good. I can't stand the CLB. Crispy lettuce and bacon.
I can't stand him either, but for the best possible reason. He is a ridiculous heel, bro.
Bro, when he did not give Killshot the belt, Kill Switch. Why did I say Killshot?
Yeah.
Kill Switch. When he didn't give him the belt and he was mad, I was laughing so hard. He was like, and the person who deserves this, the person who birthed Nick Wayne, Mother Wayne. And he puts the belt on her.
It's amazing. I will say this, though. I think Mother Wayne finally gets hers in this match.
Really?
I think she takes a bump because she's going to go up for everything. It's going to seem like everything's cleared away, like everybody's outside or laid down, and she's going to, let me climb the ladder. And then somebody's going to get her.
It's been tremendous. All right. We've got the TBS Championship match. It is Mercedes Moné versus Dr. Britt Baker.
DMD.
What are you thinking here, Sean? I'm going to you first for everything. I don't know why, but go ahead.
Mercedes Moné should lose this match, but she won't. I am predicting that Mercedes Moné will be the forever TBS champion. And forever meaning like at least a year. At least a year. There's no way she's losing. I think she should lose, but I think Mercedes Moné is going to be champion for a long time. Long time. Britt's going to have a good match. They're going to tear the house down. Mercedes is going to find a way to win.
Why do you think that Britt should win?
I think Britt should win because Britt's momentum is top tier, and I think Britt being gone for so long, it's not always a prerequisite that when you come back that you automatically get a belt. But I think that at the end of the day, with everything that's been going on with her and the revelation of her health problems and her coming back and the response of the crowd, she's been on fire. I think that her as a babyface champion would be top tier.
I don't know, man. I think that it becomes very difficult as well when you look at what she's done with this. It's hard to say like Britt Baker deserves a reward right now. It's not the popular thing. Does that make sense?
Britt Baker doesn't deserve a reward. We're talking about wrestling. We're not talking about behind the scenes.
Well, this bleeds into this in like Tony's thinking though. What does it say if I just did this and now I'm like, here you go?
Well, look, I'll put it to you like this, Conrad. I thought when the match was announced, Mercedes was going to win anyway. What's been going on backstage definitely solidifies that, right? But it doesn't have to be it's not an issue because I said from the start that Mercedes is going to win. Like, if I thought Britt was going to win, I may have rethought it and say, you know what? Maybe she's not because everything's been going on. But if anything, this just solidifies my original prediction. I think Mercedes comes out on top.
Matt Lopez says Mercedes versus Britt should kick off the pay-per-view. The match I'm excited, but the steam has been taken out. And I think that's part of the issue is when Britt was gone, you kind of hurt the momentum that it was having. Rob says in the battle of the most unlikable member of the roster, they both have been getting a lot of hate lately.
They have been.
Don't forget that the Hurt Business tried to recruit that guy, Ospreay. Ospreay went to the face. Oh, interesting. More on that momentarily. I like that. DMD all day for me in this matchup, BJ says. Let me see here. Quills is saying that Mercedes Moné will retain here point blank. Britt Baker winning the title would have been way too soon with her comeback, even though that would be good.
Yeah, touche. I agree.
And Delay Grass says Mercedes is getting hate because her promos are straight up heel. Hey.
I'm a big fan of heel Sasha Banks / Mercedes Moné. I think she's venturing off from, I've said this before, Conrad, she's veering off from being a heel to being just an annoying clown. Like the dance and the like, by the way, I did that very well. I'm very embarrassed that I did that so well. But the dance, the laugh, the demeanor, it's like when you were Sasha, when she was Sasha, she was a cool heel. She was a vibe. Now when I see her, I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. Like she's corny. That's the word I'm looking for. She's corny now.
Very different.
And you know how I feel about Mercedes Moné. Yo, you know I'm a big supporter of hers. I do not like it. Just like you talked to me about Seth Rollins. Like you like Seth Rollins, but you don't like this persona. This is how I feel about Mercedes Moné.
I just think it's tough for her right now. Like I just don't know what she needs to do that I've seen her do before where I'm like, okay, this is what she needs to do. She turned heel. I think it's much better than the let's be a baby face. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think she needs to switch the finisher as well. I think she needs to switch from doing that the money maker. I go back to the crossface.
Right.
I just think that worked out better for her. She can call it bank statement or whatever else she wants. I'm a Mercedes Moné fan, though. I'll say that I'm not blaming her for any of this. And Camille's also a factor on the outside here, too. Mm-hmm. I think you need to do something to show that Camille is doing her thing.
And by the way, that name you just mentioned, she will be the next TBS champion.
Yeah, she might be the one then to take it off of her. Or, you know what? I could even see a Jamie Hayter getting back in the mix and being the one.
Yeah, but there's so many conflicting reports about her health, bro.
Well, there's another one. A lot of people thought she was going to help Britt Baker here, and it sounds like they're not cool anymore. I don't know what's going on with a lot of this stuff. It just and like I said, that's from Fightful, so I don't know. I saw people posting Sean Ross Sapp said it, and if it's not you, Sean, I apologize. This version is the Team Who version. What is this? Mercedes is an awesome heel. She had great matches. Give it time. The We Want Sasha back fans will subside. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
I just don't see. So, is there that much difference in the characters to you?
I do. I think there's a much bigger difference. I think Sasha was full of herself. I think Mercedes has become a bore. I think she's corny. She's giving that essence of corn, as Quilly brought up. She's giving that essence of corn. Like I smell corn in the air. Like the dance is corny as hell, bro. Like the dance is ridiculous.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I see a lot of people doing it. It's weird. I don't get it. It ain't me, but I see people doing it. I don't know if it's to mock her or to whatever reason, but we'll see. We'll see what turns out from this. She's going to have to come up with some different stuff after.
Ooh, look at Clown's comment. He hit the nail right on the head, bro.
Sasha was a person in WWE. Mercedes is that picture you get drawn of yourself at the fair where you look at a cartoon.
Yes. Well said, Clown. And that's very hard, Conrad. I'm gonna let you go. It's very hard for me to even say that, bro, because Mercedes Varejo, whatever her name is, I'm a massive fan of hers, bro. This incarnation of her, though, it's not hitting.
It's weird, though. Like, I feel like a lot of people are saying about this, Jericho's persona. Why aren't they hitting? Because I'll tell you this.
Well, don't ask me about Jericho, because I think Jericho is hitting.
Yeah, I will disagree. So we're opposite on this.
Yeah.
I feel that Sasha Banks and people from that time frame of NXT, they are, for better or for worse, the Performance Center. That's what your Performance Center gave you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like, should you be upset with them more so than like? I guess it's AEW's presentation, but what she has learned and what she has done came from there.
But there's a lot of things that come along with the package that are just unnecessary. Like, and this is, now I admit, this is me picking for straws, all right? So don't jump on me because I am picking for straws. The fact that she raps her own theme song, like, bro, like, it wasn't cool when John Cena did it. It's not cool when you're doing it. Like, it's corny. Like, and another thing, it's not good. It's not good. It's corny. The song, okay. You're talking about a beautiful, intelligent, athletic superstar that has now become this pretentious and not in a good way, dancing, cowardly, like, shell of her former self, bro. Like, this is not even Mercedes when she was in New Japan. I love that incarnation of what happened to that. And it wasn't just because her music was crisscross. That was only part of it. What happened to that? This AEW version has been like, it's like, okay, you know what? It's like a cup of coffee with about 1 million sugars in it. Like, okay, I like my milk coffee with sugar, but this is making my teeth rot.
And McKinney's saying can't give creative control to everyone. So if this is what she wants, I don't think she has creative control.
I think she does.
I think she has say. I don't think she has creative control. Saying I'm going over. This is some Hogan. It did. You're not getting results that you want from this.
Well, she's the champ and she's the double champ. So in her mind, she might be getting. Look, when you're the double champ. Let's break this down to business, right, Conrad? When you're a double champ and you're a millionaire, you think you're winning, and who cares what anybody else thinks? Maybe that's the position she's in right now.
Yeah, I just don't believe the whole she's got creative control.
Well, it's a matter of opinion, and you might be right. But what I'm trying to say is that Mercedes Moné is not the woman that Mercedes in New Japan or Sasha Banks was. This is a weird over-the-top version that is just not necessary. Like, you're doing too much. You ever heard the term doing too much? Mercedes Moné is the definition of you're doing too much.
Delayed Grant says Mercedes has her own writer. I did see that, but I don't know if I think the writers are done differently in AEW. I have a theory on that. Well, I can say it real quick, I guess. I think that Mercedes' writer is the writer on behalf of women. I think Will Washington was brought in on the writer on behalf of black wrestlers. Like, nah, don't do that, bro. Right. That's not cool. I think that's how the writing team is divided up in AEW. You guys can maybe disagree with me, but that's just what I'm thinking from what I'm hearing.
Hitting the nail on the head. It's a culture checker.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's where they're at with it. Delay Gratz, this is the one he wanted to get into. The Casino Gauntlet match. I don't know if you've been feeling these when they do them on Dynamite, but I kind of like them. I like them. So we know Orange Cassidy's coming in at number 1. Surprise entrance first, Sean. Who do you see popping up in this?
I told you. I think this is where we see Bobby Lashley.
I'm going to call out Michael Aku from Rev Pro. I think that he is going to wind up showing up here for that one. Go ahead. You go back to Lashley, though. I'm interested in your thoughts on that.
Well, I think this is a prime example. I mean, the trios thing is kind of like a stretch because I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's like to get Benjamin and MVP and Lashley, it's like we're really like pushing our chips to the middle of the table. The idea of it just being Bobby, I like that idea. I think Bobby coming out in the Casino Battle Royal or Gauntlet, whatever you want to call it, I think it really makes a lot of sense. And I think it's more of a logical possibility than all three coming out during the trios match. And another thing, we don't know how Bobby Lashley feels. You got to remember this. We don't know how Bobby Lashley or MVP feel about ladder matches. Like, you know, they're at a point in their career, maybe they're like, I don't know. Shelton may be different, but like, I don't know how Bobby would feel about ladder matches at this stage in his career. I don't know how MVP would feel about ladder matches at this stage in his career.
Yeah, ladder matches are a little
Yeah. I'm using very strong, logical footnotes as it relates to why I would consider him more likely for the gauntlet than the ladder match.
Yo, what up, Jesse? We have shouted out the Pro Wrestler Shoot. Appreciate
Jesse's
you.
Jesse's gonna be with us on Thursday night before Bash in Berlin.
Yes, he will be there. Can't wait to work with him and talk a little pro wrestling. Who said Tommy Dreamer? Get out this chat right now, Doug. Do not. Tommy Dreamer is the worst surprise entrant ever because he always shows up at every battle royal. It's Tommy Dreamer, everybody. No. I don't even know if he's still rocking them polka dot pants that he would wear for Dusty, but I'm like, no, Tommy Dreamer.
And by the way, I'm not done. My other prediction is Ricochet.
Ricochet, I think, shows up in some form or fashion. And someone mentioned, what if Ricochet is the member of the Hurt Syndicate that goes in? Like he learned when they offered him the spot, I should have took it before. Now I'm with these guys. Matt Lopez asks, what are the chances Nigel McGuinness is in the Casino Gauntlet?
It's a possibility.
I wouldn't mind Nigel getting in there. If he's
healthy. If he's healthy.
Absolutely. Casino Gauntlet match is probably going to be a free-for-all. Absolutely, Quills. This thing's going to get out of hand. We had mentioned Michael Aku before. I got one for you, Sean. Sean's about to blow his gasket. What if someone comes out and you just hear, here comes the money. Here we go. What if it's Shane O'Mac?
If Shane O'Mac is part of AEW in any capacity, it will signify the first day on the road to going out of business. I don't want to see Shane McMahon in the ring. I don't want to see Shane McMahon with a microphone in his hand. I don't want to see Shane McMahon with a headset on. Keep the McMahons out of your company, for the love of God. If Shane McMahon shows up, mark my words. I'm going right here on the record. If Shane McMahon appears in AEW in any capacity, lock it up. It will be the beginning of the end of All Elite Wrestling. And I'm dead serious. So to answer your question, no, because I'd like AEW to continue. But I don't think it will if the McMahons are involved.
Oh, my goodness here. People are saying Ricochet, Lashley, Jay White, maybe Dijak, Gabe Kidd. Maybe we could see some people. Deanna said the end of AEW. Jesse agrees. Can I say this too? And I'm coming at people. I'm taking the glass off so you know it's a serious moment. As fans,
excuse me.
No, as fans, we have to check people and do better as well, though. You don't get to come up here when Dynamite's okay and be like, that show was average. Boo-hoo. And then when Tony Khan's like, well, what can I do to get interest? What should I do? Now Tony's looking at stuff and he's like, well, I got to think of something. Mm-hmm. What do you want this dude to do? There's no one left to sign. Tell me who's a game changer signing right now in this chat, and I'll probably tell you you're lying. Who's it? Is he going to get Roman Reigns tomorrow? John Cena's going to show up and wrestle?
Bobby Lashley would be a good start.
But I meant game changer, though, Sean.
Oh, well, game changer. There's not many game changers out there.
Who's going to bring in some ratings right away? Shane might be the one that does the most, truthfully speaking. I'm not even trying to be funny. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. We've talked about this. Yeah, I don't agree with it.
Not good. Yeah.
But in short term, he gets something out of it. Long term, this could end up hurting them badly. Can you blame him is what I'm saying at this point, that he even is looking at this. You have to consider it. Like, what's he offering? What do you want to do? Do you care if he's just a wrestler? Is there a form of doing this that you would be like, I'm okay with Shane coming in?
No.
Even as a talent, you're like, nah, I don't do that.
No. Keep the McMahons out of my company at all costs. I do not trust. And by the way, out of all the McMahons, Shane's the most likable. But I do not want I don't want Shane McMahon. I don't want Stephanie McMahon. I don't want Vince McMahon. I don't want Linda McMahon. I don't want the McMahon family dog. I don't want any of the grandchildren. I don't like Grandma McMahon. I don't want any of them in my company. Uncle Lou McMahon, Auntie Sylvia McMahon, cousin Boogaloo McMahon.
Now, you know dang well there ain't no Sylvia in that family.
Keep the McMahons out of my. That's right, Guy Will Gamble, Ed McMahon, Annie McMahon. Keep them out of the old quarterback from the Buffalo, from the Chicago Bears, Jim McMahon. Keep them out of my company. And I'm dead serious, by the way, bro. I'm telling you, you let a McMahon, you let a wolf into the hen house.
Joseph Ricky asked, "Do the hosts look at the chat?" We read from the chat. We usually come to you guys for some of this stuff. It's weird. Do you feel like in this instance, though, is Shane paying for the sins of his father? Like the stuff that he's done?
Yes, I agree with that. Yes. And rightfully so, bro. And rightfully so. And for all intents and purposes, Shane McMahon, I don't think is anything like his father, but I don't want that in my company.
I won't say rightfully so. I feel like that sucks, though, that you have to think that way about that family because of stuff that's happened. No. I'm not saying what you're saying is not smart. What I'm saying is it sucks that Shane has to pay because I can't trust your family, bro. So no, I can't mess with you. Know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this is something Shane wants. Like, I don't understand the motivation here. Like, does Shane want to be a wrestler? Does Shane just want to be involved in pro wrestling? Is he like, my family's name is Shane, and I need to try to get back into this? And I get what Sean said. Sean used a perfect example about this. Thanksgiving, we're cutting the turkey up. Hey, Shane-o, I feel real bad that we haven't gotten along about your sister, you know? And then we're best buds. What you working on, buddy? Well, you know, we got this big plan for this show coming up. Oh, we were thinking about going there too about a week before or the day of, you know? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. You get what I'm saying? Sean doesn't want him to, you could be infiltrated. Or you say something in front of your son and then your son's hanging around someone else and then it gets blurted out to a family member over there.
Too risky, man. Too risky.
Yeah, and I know they're not involved in WWE anymore, but we don't know. We don't know what's going on with the stuff. So I hear you. And I don't want you to think I'm taking it wrong. Shane doesn't need to be nowhere near TV. He needs to be in creative. Tokyo, I will pose the question. Well, I'll pose the question. You tell me a creative idea that Shane McMahon has had. BJ says make him your backstage heavy. So basically make him be the bad guy backstage for firings and such. Maybe he could be on the disciplinary committee. Might be a spot open soon. All these McMahons are great that you're listing. He's probably talking about Ed McMahon, I hope. Let me see. Joseph, I don't know who you're referring to. It's like David Benoit, is dealing with the blowback from his father. Yeah, I hear you.
Conrad, you know I like Shane McMahon. I do. But you can't afford... Look,
BJ said, I don't understand why you don't want the best in the world in your company. He won a tournament to prove it.
That's true. He did win the tournament. That's true, BJ. No, what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, bro, like, it's a risk. And why take that risk? Because you know what? The risk is worth far greater than the reward. You bring Shane McMahon in, maybe he's going to boost your ratings. But at the end of the day, if Shane McMahon and his father and his sister and the grandfather of your children, the aunt of your children, have some kind of reconciliation, and all of a sudden Shane's intentions become a little bit cloudy, it's over, bro. It's absolutely over. Why would you? Bro, it's over. It's you better not. He better not. He better not. And I mean that with every fiber of my being, as someone who wants to see AEW succeed.
I'm taking it in stride, whatever they decide to do. But if it were me, I'm not for it. Really.
Mark my words. Mark my words. It'll be the first day of the beginning of the end.
Mark Henry McKinney says this. Mark Henry low-key told the real problem AEW has. No one wants to listen to guys that came from the machine or well-traveled vets that can give you different ideas. No one is listening. I have an idea that may come back into play. Actually, well, we don't have a segment about Mark Henry. You want to speak? I want to speak on him a little bit. Is it now the time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mark Henry, and I'm not even going to justify his comments that just happened about Gomez, because we got loose with the name, so he's back to Gomez here. And just like Carlos, we're not going to get into this.
Sorry about that. I was just...
No. Yeah. You're fine. You were making your point, though.
Yeah.
my issue is, and you don't have to call him Gomez. This could even just be for me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Mark Henry just stuck up for Gomez, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Absolutely horrible thing to do. I do not agree with what he said. I don't give a care what Mark Henry said when it came to that situation. Now, what he's talking about here with the real life problem with AEW, maybe that's the issue. But wasn't Mark Henry the guy who said, I'd be happy just doing something backstage?
Yep.
Didn't he say that? Mark Henry, you were doing something. So I guess you wouldn't have just been happy doing something backstage. You needed people to listen to you.
Yep.
Also, I want you guys to think about this. Mark Henry said me and AEW ended on perfectly fine terms, right? Let's believe that, right? Mark Henry leaves. He immediately goes to WWE. He also was trying to play Swerve on their podcast. I want people to think about what I'm saying here. This isn't biased. This happened.
This is facts.
You tried to diss Swerve and get Swerve to say something bad about the company while he was on Busted Open. What are you doing, bro? How was that helpful to AEW? It wasn't. It was to make them look bad. He goes back to WWE. He already had a package produced from like a whole A&E special or something, right, Sean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then his son gets signed to an NIL deal. Does anyone not feel that that's weird?
That is not a coincidence.
That's way too much stuff for someone who left the company upset they wouldn't let him do anything. Just saying. That's me saying. You could please feel free to say what you want about it.
He got a deal that he couldn't refuse. And I'm not really, and honestly, you know what I'm saying?
Last year,
right,
while he was working in another company, you put that out?
Yeah, it sounds like tampering to me, but that's just my personal opinion.
And more on that in the second segment here. I know we're going through this, but this is the main event here for us. Coffin match, when we talked about putting a lid on it. Oh, wait, we didn't say who. Did we give a prediction? Who do you got winning that casino match? I'm sorry, we didn't even.
I'm going all in. No pun intended. I'm saying Bobby Lashley.
Number one contendership. I don't know how this plays out. I'm going to take Hangman Adam Page. I'm going to go with the safe answer here.
You're going chalk.
Yes, I think you go. I'm going to just say Hangman Adam Page. We're going to go safe. I
think that match comes down the line later. That's why I'm not picking him.
And I think we're going to see Moxley and a bunch of other people pop up who've been off TV a little bit. Moxley needed a break, though, from TV. I'm kind of like refreshed.
I'm hoping Moxley wins the whole thing if he comes back, because he needs to get himself together, because he's lost a lot. I know he took some time off. I'm saying he
needed it, I think, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's one of those people, when I hear the music, I'm like, here we go again. Sometimes, you're like, okay.
Right, exactly.
I thought that was the promo when he does that.
Exactly.
If you watch WWE, you guys know. So, coffin match. TNT Championship, Jack Perry, Darby Allin. I want Darby Allin to win. I'm going to straight up say this, and I mean it. That new belt he pulled out is ugly. This character is Raven-esque, which, okay, cool, but I'm not fully buying into Jack Perry. That could just be my CM Punk bias of not feeling Jack Perry, not feeling the Bucks, just not the Elite. I just think they could be doing some more here, and I feel like this storyline has hit a hard stop here, and I don't know what they could do to pick it up.
I want Darby to win, but he won't.
Darby's never lost a coffin match,
but he will. He will on Sunday.
Rob is the worst. He said Mox can stay gone. He hates Moxley. The WWE social media even captioned the Raw as the world's strongest man returned home. Yo. Oh my God. Jack Perry versus Darby Allin. I'm going for Darby Allin here, but I'm expecting Jack Perry to retain due to heel tactics alone.
There you go, Quilly. I'm agreeing with you.
Could happen. Let me see here. Imagine Mox wins and Danielson wins. Let's see. Could have that. How much real glass are they going to use? Darby has never lost a coffin match. Yes. So we're both picking. So you're picking Darby to win, or you're going?
I am not picking Darby. I'm picking Perry to figure it out.
All right, that's one of our. We're gonna feel different about matches.
Yep.
Please let Darby win. This has got to get out of control too, right? This has got to be like a car wreck, kind of.
I mean, it's definitely going to be like going down the street and seeing a 4-car pileup. They're going to kill each other just about.
Oh no. that I don't know, man. We'll see what's gonna.
You don't agree?
No, I think it is. I think it's gonna get out of hand. Absolutely.
Oh, they're gonna hurt. They're gonna hurt each other bad. There's gonna be some bloodshed in this match.
Yeah, I think so for sure. But we'll take it as it is, man. Darby Allin, dude. When I saw a flamethrower last time, I'm like, it can't get any crazier than this, right? No, I
think it will. I think we're gonna see some wild stuff on Sunday. I think Jack Perry is going to win because one of those wild things we're talking about. It's gonna be Darby making a mistake. Like Darby's gonna try and do like a coffin drop off the top of Wembley Stadium and just.
And Matt does bring up a good point. Darby has the world title match at Grand Slam that's coming up in New York.
And I doubt that's going to be title for title.
And we just had this match made on Collision. We are getting a 3-way tag team championship match here. The Young Bucks, FTR, and the Acclaimed. I saw some people talking about no heat in the tag division. It could definitely be better, but to get mad at the match that we got with the Acclaimed and FTR, I thought it was a fantastic match for Collision.
It was.
I have no complaints.
It was. And I'll say this, the Acclaimed deserve to be on this show, but they do not deserve to win. Their momentum is staggered. I think FT Reezy is going to be the tag team champions when it's all said and done.
Really?
Yep.
They go back to Old Faithful. You know what? I could see them going with the Buckaroos one last time. I don't know why. You know why? Because
you're being a wrestling mind. That's what you're doing, and I understand. I think FT Reezy because I think they're going to get their comeuppance, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks retain. But I'm picking FT Reezy.
Yeah, I mean they did get the win last year too, so
yeah. So
we'll see if they can knot it up. Let's get into. I consider these three the three main events of the show. Toni Storm, Mariah May. Love the story behind this. And Sean, you have claimed Toni Storm as the best character in pro wrestling.
The best character, male or female, the best character in all of pro wrestling.
I think that's tough to argue with. I think Mariah May has done a fantastic job as a
Mariah May. She just May.
The glamour. I love how she comes out dressed up like Tony. Like it's just been beautifully done. When someone says there's no storytelling in AEW, I'm like, shut up. This is the match that I want you. This is what I point to. This has been going on for almost a year.
And they've been telling the story beautifully.
I agree. What do you think in this one though? I don't have a good feeling either way. I feel like this is one of those you couldn't. You may not, like you said.
I am very unhappy with what I'm about to say. Because I think that there's only one woman that should be AEW Women's World Champion right now. But I also have to recognize the momentum that Mariah May has lately, and I'm going out on a limb. I'm not happy about it. My heart says Toni Storm, but I think Mariah May. My head is telling me Mariah May is going to get it done.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Mariah May. I don't know why. I just think she's gonna win this some way, somehow, and she's gonna pull this off. Does the timeless Toni Storm character need to go away?
The timeless Toni Storm character needs to return because lately she hasn't been timeless. She's been crazy.
And that was what Derek wanted, though. Derek alluded to that she needs to have the breakdown.
Right, but she needs to have the breakdown. I want her to come back from it though, because I love the time. I mean, the promos have been crazy too. I want her to get back to her normal self. I'm all about the momentum that she was starting to gather by being crazy, and that ties into the storyline. But once she wins, but I'm predicting that she's going to lose. But she has to go back to being timeless again because that's the character I think is the best character in all of pro wrestling, not this.
Okay. Okay, and I'm just getting into the chat here. McKinney says 50-50. I can't call it. The problem, Jermaine Presley says, the problem with this match is where do you go with Toni Storm if she loses? Which means to tell me this feud's going to continue past All Out. I think you could have Toni go on a breakdown. Here's the thing. I think you can veer away from this, and then like Sean said, you could eventually come full circle and come back to her then being this silly character of timeless Toni Storm and have her still on top. Because this storyline's been carrying the division. I'm not going to front. I've been saying it for weeks. This is the best division in AEW, hands down.
You give yourself more credit because you haven't been saying it for weeks. You've been saying it for months.
Well, when I say weeks, I meant like 17, 20 weeks. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I've been saying it for a while, fam.
Long time. And you've been right.
Yeah. I love it. Matt Lopez says he's picking Mariah May. This is going to be a bloody women's championship match, he predicts.
Yes,
I can see that.
Yes, it is. Somebody's going to get hurt. I hope not. Not really. I'm talking about hurting the match.
Quilly says, I'm going for Storm to retain, but I truly don't know if May is the true end game, even though May winning would pay off well.
It would.
I think the next match between May and Toni should be first blood match. Woo. Interesting. And people are going off their other picks. The Acclaimed I saw the Bucks. I saw a variance. I didn't see too many FTRs, Sean, but Sean's picking them. So I like it. I like it. We got some good mix up here. MJF Will Ospreay for the AEW American Championship. I think this night, Sean, I'm going to call it early. I think it's going to be a fantastic wrestling match. I don't know if it's going to go 58 minutes or what was it, 59 minutes and 58 seconds again.
That's not going to go for an hour.
But I do think we're going to get 30 to 40 minutes of some darn good pro wrestling. And I do think that it's going to be Will Ospreay's moment. He gets to win. He gets to reclaim his international championship. He gets to do it in front of his crowd. But I think that moment's going to be snatched up if Ricochet doesn't debut here. And by the way, don't forget, Pac has called the winner of this match for All Out.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Pac and Will Ospreay again? Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
I can't even speak, bro. I can't even speak. The first time we got this, that match is amazing. I watched it on YouTube many, many years ago. I was like, dog, this is unreal. Unreal what these two are doing. It could happen.
There's no way you're going to have Will Ospreay lose this match in front of 50,000 of his countrymen. This needs to be a Will Ospreay night, and maybe his thunder gets stolen by Ricochet, which is fine. But as far as the match is concerned, Will Ospreay wins unequivocally.
I think it's time. MJF gets his comeuppance that I think people have been waiting for. Like you said, last year we weren't sure about him. Like, is he a good guy? You were wondering between him and Cole, like, who's the face, who's the heel, what's happening with this? This could be the time here. So I think this is just going to be a fantastic match, period, point blank. I don't really think there's anything else to it.
Factuals.
Shout out to Mike in the chat who said AEW storytelling is getting better.
Mike Feasty, I agree.
It wasn't built in the day, brother. In the main event.
Oh, baby.
Title versus career. You've got your match on one condition. Oh, no. Haunts me to this day. Swerve Strickland.
Circa 2008.
No, 10.
Circa 2009.
10.
No, circa 2010. I'm messing up. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Swerve Strickland, Bryan Danielson. Danielson's career is on the line. They showed that beautiful Green Day package that he requested. AEW's video packages are really good, too. I know that we talk about, like, WWE and the love that we have for those. And listen, me and Sean could do a top 10 greatest WWE video packages all day. In our sleep, probably. Like,
in our sleep.
Oh yeah. Rudy Poo. Yes. And we could.
No, you're wrong.
And Daniels has got one of them, in my opinion, over there as well. The I can't remember. It was the monster one though for WrestleMania 30. Yeah. Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Swerve is over here. He's with Bun B. He's crushing media. He looks like the guy. This is what I wanted. When Big E was champ, Big E never felt like the guy. because when you have 2 world titles, that's the issue. I always think there's always someone who feels Rick Rude, even in WCW. Yeah, he was the international champ, but was he the guy? It was Vader. It was Sting. You look at this, it's the same thing, but Swerve's the guy in this company right now. Swerve has been, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this without saying a bad word that starts with a K. Swerve has been that dude. If you come to him, he is giving you all the smoke, all the problems. He beat Yuta by a stoppage. He got on top of this man and just punched him, and they were like, all right, that's enough. That's enough what you're doing. And then Danielson got mad at him, and he came back in and kicked Danielson in the head. What happens here, Sean? What do you do?
I'm going to say it 10 times. I have to do it 10 times. I want Swerve to win. 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 Hangman Adam Page is going to cost Swerve the championship.
I can see it. I mean, the obsession is real, but isn't the obsession that he wants to be the one to do it?
Hangman Adam Page is going to cost Swerve the championship. And Brian Danielson's going to be part of it.
Ooh, you're flipping this. Hold on. Go with the steer. Keep talking.
Daniel Bryan wants to be AEW World Champion more than anything in his life right now. Daniel Bryan.
Hold on. Can I do it? We were just talking about.
Yep.
I need to beat you more than anything, Rock. Where's BJ when I need him in the chat? Take Deborah out. Boom. Non-factor. This is how you know when wrestling's good, when I can quote it like this. And I don't watch this all the time, but boom, take Deborah out. She's a non-factor. I need to beat you more than anything, Rock. We're at WrestleMania. We're going to find out who the best man is. Meanwhile, he was conniving the whole time. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. There's nothing more Bryan Danielson wants than to be AEW World Champion. Bam, non-factor, BJ.
Take Deborah out the equation.
I need to beat you, Rod. I need it more than anything you can imagine. Daniel Bryan needs to be AEW champion more than anything you can imagine. Retirement, bam, non-factor. Bryan Danielson will not care how, why, who, or when. All he wants to be is the AEW World Champion. And when he sees Hangman Adam Page about to interfere in that match, he will go along with it. He will not care. And on Wednesday night, you will see Bryan Danielson as the heel World Heavyweight Champion.
Wow.
I said it. Remember I said it. Mark it down. About 4:30 on Sunday afternoon, when I haven't seen it yet, because I'm not going to see it till later because I'll be coming home from church.
No spoilers for Sean.
Around 4:30 afternoon on Sunday, you remember what I said. When Daniel Bryan is in the ring as the new world champion and the fans are booing him because he went along with Adam Page cheating to get him the title. I said it, put a stamp on it, lock it in, done.
Interesting. Deanna agrees Heyman's going to interfere. Jermaine says, I think they're building up Hologram to go up against Ricochet. That could be a matchup. I think Hologram's going to be in that casino gauntlet too, because they've built Hologram up, and I think it's been successful. Brian wins and turns heel. Clowns with you. T-Ferg said, I need Swerve to come out to Shaka Khan. Ooh, could you imagine? Does TK about to be paying big bucks if that happens? If I hear the I'm gonna go crazy. Ain't nobody. It's just gonna be dancing going on in the living room. Danielson coming out the final countdown. You got to, but Danielson plays so much. Like, this is the thing I don't like. Number one, his selling scares me all the time. Even though I know he's not hurt, but I'm like, stop playing, bro. Then and he gets a kick out of it. He said it, and then but he said he needs neck surgery. Is he lying? Is he like? I never believe him. I'm like, are you messing with me, bro? Are you really retiring? Do you really not have a contract right now? Which is the rumor. Since the 1st of August, he hasn't had a contract. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to believe here, man. I'm losing it, man. M. Leasy says,
I know what to believe. It's all roots.
You and Deanna. I know what to believe. He's definitely doing it. You know what it is? It's 50-50, but Conrad, you've known for 3 years I've been wanting Bryan Danielson world championship win. Yeah, and if Swerve loses here, it is not a failure.
No.
It is not.
No.
I think you have a new main eventer, honestly. No matter what happens, when Swerve loses the title, you've got a new main event person in the company who should always have a match and be figured into things from now until he wants it, until he doesn't want it.
Facts.
Danielson wins due to dirty tactics. I still want Bryan. I will stick Bryan wins. We get a run through Wrestle Dream, get a couple defenses under his belt, then he retires. Oh. Danielson, Swerve Strickland. It's a true 50-50. I'm going for Swerve Strickland to retain, Quill says. BJ said Captain Planet had it coming, though. Y'all leave Wheeler Yuta. That's what I always call you, the Captain Planet. Mr. Oh, I want to fight you because you littered or something. Like he just shows up out of nowhere. You threw your cup on the ground. Fight me on Collision. I think Danielson should win and get a short reign before dropping back to Swerve on his way out. Could do that. So do you envision a short title reign for Danielson, like they're saying?
It's not gonna last long. It'll be done by the time he gets back to Washington for that pay-per-view. It'll be done.
Interesting. Bryan wins due to Hangman's interference. Bryan is a reluctant champ, searches for a glorious finish to his career by facing everyone. And someone said, well, do you think you'll be back at the new show in Texas with the title? He said, champions don't last usually a year in this business. And I was like, wow, it was respectable that he said it, though.
Yep.
Man. And Quill said Danielson deserves it, but I'm going to hate it. Yes, but I'm going here. It applies back to to what Swerve said, either by hook or by crook. He's got to do what he's got to do. I love it. I am going to go with, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to be wild. I'm going to go different than Sean just for sakes right now. Check me on Wednesday, though. I changed my mind a lot. I got Swerve Strickland right now, retains the championship, and Danielson's career is done.
Yep. Well, done. I love Swerve. I love what he stands for, but Daniel Bryan's turning heel on Sunday. Get used to it, people.
Imagine if he changes his name to Daniel Bryan. I'd be so tight.
I keep calling him Daniel Bryan. Sorry.
It's second nature. I understand.
Yeah.
It was like I called him Danielson for years when he was in WWE too. I'm like, I can't stop saying it. Now I'm back to saying it. All Out poster is right here. Saturday, September 7th, live on pay-per-view. They've got a lot to still build up for this show. I had mentioned it, the Triller TV double pack. I think you guys should order both if you can. If you're planning on ordering both shows, save the money.
And you're not fooling me, All Elite Wrestling, by not having Bryan Danielson in the poster. You're not fooling me one bit. I'm not buying. No. When I say I'm not buying, I mean I'm not buying the BS. Daniel Bryan not being on the poster, you're not going to get me to agree with that.
Matt Lopez says if we win, we get Brian Darby in New York.
Yep.
That could be insane. And Derek is a little behind, I could tell, because he's talking about Timeless Tony Storm still. Moving on, though. That was your all-in preview. We will be live on Sunday to discuss it. And then I'm sure Derek will give his predictions on Wednesday. They're going to be in Wales. So, yes, swerve when you drive. Me and Derek will be doing a Dynamite review live at 10:10 on Wednesday. Come on in. We'll get Derek's thoughts on a lot of things. Derek, don't be talking that Tony Storm ain't crazy. I done showed you mad times now, too. Let's get into some other news bits here. We got 10 minutes before Raw, so we may end up flying through this. But Triple H, Tony Khan, there was some issues that happened to come up here this week where Tony Khan was asked a question. And I took the Sportskeeda picture because I don't know if RSN posted it first or whomever, but Sportskeeda put this up and he was quoted as saying, I don't think that it's still happening. And this is into WWE tampering with contracts. I will reserve all rights when it comes to that, but I don't think that it has stopped. And he didn't say that, but it's alluded to, and I'll leave it at that, end quote.
And focus on the bottom, Triple H liked the post.
Yes, I didn't believe it at first, and then someone came in and told me, yes, no, Triple H actually liked that. What do we say about this, Sean? I don't
I
know.
think Triple H is just like his damn father-in-law.
Do you believe Tony contract tampers? Let me start with that because I do. I think it happens on all sides.
I do. It happens on all sides.
I think it happens in football. I think it happens in soccer. I think it happens everywhere. And is it as bad? Like if you're, oh, Matt, can you talk to Jeff? It's still contract tampering at the end of the day.
It still counts. Yep.
Yeah. So is Tony up here playing the victim card? Because
a little bit, but he's still accurate. You can play the victim and still be accurate.
I feel like there's definitely more disrespect how it's done. Like I feel like Tony's trying to be slick while he does it. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you've got straight up disrespect by like liking it and just doing it anyway.
Triple H doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Tony Khan, he does it too. I'm not exempting him from it. I'm not going to be unfair and say, "Oh, Tony Khan doesn't do that. He's an exemplary human being." But the blatantness of WWE and Triple H by liking the post, it's just wild. It's just wild.
I want to address something else when it comes to this too.
Yeah, another elephant in the room.
I'm tired of people with the grasping at straws where it was like Tony's paranoid out of his mind, man. He can't keep WWE out of his mouth. Number one, he was asked a question on the podcast. Remember, if Tony doesn't answer a question, why aren't you answering questions about what happened at Brawl Out? Why aren't you doing this? Exactly. Now Tony answers a question and you don't like what his answer is, so it's a problem. I just want people to think about what I'm saying here. Honestly, like if you said this, catch yourself real quick. Because we have to remember who we're dealing with in this. Let's go back, Sean. And you can use whatever examples you want. I know we said we were going to bring this up. The World Wrestling Federation. Hit him with it.
The revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
And then I think of where they're going over like the Grand Canyon or whatever it was.
Yeah. Banana, banana.
And this might have been a little even before our time. But then we've got Jim Crockett Promotions here. We're here in North Carolina tonight where Harley Race will present Ric Flair with the World Heavyweights Championships.
And on the undercard, we have none other than Tully Blanchard defending the TV Championship against Magnum TA.
That's going to sure be a barn burner here. Gordon Soley here with Professional Pro Wrestling. We have a new upstart named Tony Schiavone here. I thought we were in Panama City Beach, Florida tonight, but we are here in North Carolina. I love you, Tony Schiavone. I'm just messing with you. But that's what Jim Crockett like promotions were. Do we have to tell the stories of Survivor Series going up against Starrcade?
Starrcade. The history is repeating itself. Back in the day, WWE, Gomez at the time, knew that Starrcade was running on Thanksgiving night. People, I thought Starrcade ran on Christmas night. Well, it used to run on Thanksgiving night until WWE kicked the doors in and started running Survivor Series on the same night. And it looks like history may be repeating itself.
This is true. How dare you go up to someone, though, and say, like, if you do this, you're not getting WrestleMania. Why would everyone have to suffer? Why do you get to blackmail people? Why is it when WCW was beating you down, you talked about, I don't even know if I can say this word. You talk about the workmanship of what people do to make themselves bleed in pro wrestling. We'll say that instead. You talk about them doing that in a letter and saying that this is blood and violence and it's not fair what they're doing and blah, 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 right? What is this? Why do you have to play these games? And I know people will say, oh, that's just business. That's just business. Just business is forgetting to give me a napkin at a place. It happens. I ask for a napkin. I get it. Or, hey, you forgot to give me utensils to eat the food with. It happens. No big deal. But when people say stuff's just business, I take business to be upsetting. And these guys who own the companies take it personal. Mm-hmm. It is their money on the line. And someone's messing with it. What up, Easy E? I see you in the chat, bro. McKinney says asking to talk to someone is contract tampering. Both sides do it. Business is a cruel game, and you gotta have, we'll say, athletic objects, the guts, the cojones to play. And as soon as you show the weakness, the wolves pounce. Fight back. Yes and no. I don't think that it's illegal because one of these guys would have sued each other for this by then. And this is another thing. I
Well,
have to
something
look.
doesn't have to be illegal for it to be unscrupulous.
Say that word again.
Unscrupulous.
And excuse me, there's a term for this. I believe it could be under what is it? Is it tortious interference in business?
Mm-hmm.
That might be the better term to use. I know we're saying contract tampering because that's just easier to say for people to understand what's happening here. Yeah, people will do that type of stuff here. Look at how WWF took all of the top AWA names. Yeah, that happened too. That was just them violating a handshake, though, and that's why people don't trust handshake agreements anymore.
Exactly. Now everything has to be on paper, and it should be.
Yeah. Clown said, "Messing with my money is messing with my emotions, Smokey." No, and I always tell people,
give me my money. Just give me my money.
Ezel, what are you doing? Billionaire Ted is awful. How dare he pick on me? Meanwhile, they are swallowing up smaller feds and never finishing the payments. Oh, yes. No comment. I can't put that other thing up that you had. I just read it in full concept. But it's just interesting. Like, just peep what I'm saying here. You want another example of this, Sean? You can read this one. Feel free, and then give your thoughts.
Yeah, Wrestle Purist puts out there that there are many times where Triple H is scrolling through Twitter from the gorilla position at broadcasts and paying very close attention to what the audience is doing and reacting to as the show is going on the air. That's as per PW Insider. Wrestling Purist put it out there. It's a PW Insider quote. Look, I believe Triple H sees. I don't think Triple H gives a crap. Honestly, I think Triple H is going to do what Triple H wants to do. And he doesn't care. But I think he reads, but I don't think he cares.
If this was someone else and you heard this guy, and you can insert whatever name you want, Scott D'Amore, Tony Khan, someone from MLW, Court Bauer, they are on Twitter looking at this stuff. What do you think people would say?
They would say it's amateurish and Bush League.
Why do you care? I thought it didn't matter what Twitter said. Just pointing this out. I don't care that he does this. I'm pointing out the hypocrites in the fandoms.
Yeah.
This is what tribalism is. I'm like, dog, it's the same thing. And do I think there's tribalism and bias and everything? Yes, you're going to prefer something over something else. But to ignore this and be like, no, that's good. You have to realize sometimes, like I just said, I admit it. I think Tony contract tampers too, when we were bringing that up earlier. Do I think that Triple H reading this is bad? Not necessarily. If he's listening to people and he's getting his finger on the pulse, does he listen to everyone or a select few of people? I don't know, but I don't think it's a good idea as a wrestling YouTube show to down AEW and then go on Twitter and act like, oh, Dax is picking on me. Dax blocked me for no reason. No, you are being disrespectful. Like, don't even play about that.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do that. So now I'm going to go yell on my camera in front of my 20,000 fans and tell them about this. Like, nah, bro, you don't get to play the victim when it comes to that. And how are you helping the business? WWE pays people more. They have become better because of AEW. I don't care what you say. MLW has stepped up. Impact or TNA has stepped up and benefited from this relationship. Don't you want that for all of wrestling? Moving on, speaking of stepping up, Raw's coming to Netflix in January 2025. Interesting poster here. I don't know if you noticed any. No, it's funny that some of these people are on a different brand.
Well, no, I mean, you didn't get a full. There's a much longer, bigger picture. Like Roman Reigns is on it, Jey Uso's on it. There's another like that display was bigger than what we see here.
Do you think that means the end of the brand split? Do you think more people are going to be?
No, I don't think it's the end of the brand split, but I think they know who to bring over to Netflix because I think it's very important to them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the first month that they're going to say like, "Oh, anybody can go anywhere for now."
What draft? Hashtag what draft?
Yeah, and hashtag what rankings for those who are wondering too. I really hope they put a kibosh on that too. If somebody could ask Tony about it. Street Profits DIY match to watch for this week. I thought this was a fantastic match. I don't know if you got a chance to check out SmackDown, but I absolutely love this.
Yeah, great match. They earned the title shot, but at the same time, it's going to be on SmackDown and not on the pay-per-view where it should be.
Yeah, it's going to be on SmackDown next week, and I don't think they're the guys to beat the Bloodline. I don't think you're taking the belts off.
No.
Just yet. Not that
we know
fast.
who's going to beat the Bloodline. The Bloodline.
The original Bloodline.
Mm-hmm. The OGs.
And on SmackDown, we did get Roman Reigns was going to make an appearance. We got 20 minutes later. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Solo and Tama Tonga are out there talking their mess, and Roman decides he's coming back. He's out in the OTC gear. He makes his way out there, and he proceeded to get whooped by the magical boot powers of Jacob Fatu. Something's in that boot, bro.
I think
He was whomping.
No Tangaloa.
Yeah. So what did you think, though?
I think everything's fine as long as Tangaloa's not on my television.
What's the end game here with Solo? Is Solo a main eventer?
He is not. This is it. Soak it up. Enjoy your time in the spotlight, young man, because when this feud with Roman Reigns is over, Solo is going back to the mid-card, baby. This whole SummerSlam main event thing, I don't see it. It's not sustainable. Solo is not him. Just like Cody Rhodes is not him. I know we're not talking about Cody Rhodes. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Hold on here. I'm going to both of these. McKinney says that picture is for international flair to see different ethnicity that they have in WWE.
By the way, Roman got the crap kicked out of him. Shout out to M. Leezy. I agree.
So if McKinney, I'm going to question you back on this a little bit. So if this is the different ethnicity we're going to see on WWE, why would you show all of SmackDown? Pretty much. I mean, you got the New Day, but everyone else is on SmackDown.
Because SmackDown is becoming the secondary show that nobody cares about.
Right, but wouldn't you feature these people? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
You would think so, but that sounds like a good idea.
E says, nah, them rankings are good. Punk didn't want them, so they must be good, right? I just think you gotta get rid of them. They're not doing you any favors, and nobody cares. Like, just do the matches.
Hashtag nobody cares.
Yep. He said Triple H don't care.
He doesn't.
Roman got mollywopped. Yes, yeah. Roman had to eat that beat down real bad.
I got a request. Keep talking, Conrad. I got you.
The Solo Sikoa, though, I don't know. I'm not saying it's over for him as a main eventer. I think that he still needs to do his thing as a performer here. I don't know what changes after this, but I see success for Solo still, though. I do think he's really good. I just don't know if he was ready. I think they're trying to elevate him to a higher level than before he's ready. But the match that people want to see is Jacob and Roman right now. Jacob Fatu has stolen the spotlight, I feel.
I think so, too. I think there's no question about that.
Let me pull up Raw for people who are about to watch if you're going to get into it. CM Punk's on Raw tonight. Sheamus versus Pete Dunne. We also have Odyssey Jones and the New Day taking on AOP and Karrion Kross, the Final Testament. Randy Orton is on Raw. Haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Ivy Nile and oh my goodness, what's her name now from Alpha Academy? Help!
Maxine
Dupree. Thank you, Maxine Dupree.
Snap Famous shirt coming out August 30th.
That was my lead-in, of course.
Thank you,
when I botch, that's the lead-in. Ivy Nile, and then we have a trios women's tag title match here tonight. We'll see what they do with it. Raw's been good.
It doesn't look terrible. I'm not going to cap.
No, Raw's been fine the last 2 weeks.
It's not been bad at all.
Yeah.
I'd be a hater if I said that Raw has been trash the last couple weeks. Last couple weeks, it's been pretty good.
Let me see here. Yo, chill, E. I saw what you said about Cody. McKinney says, I don't know, but I'm not taking it as they're switching people up. It's just a photo. But doesn't the marketing have to, like... here's my thing. Bully Ray just yelled about, like, why is it Swerve on top? He's your world champion. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, these are Dynamite graphics. He's probably not in the main event. They put the 2 title matches on top. I'm like, this is no different than SummerSlam 92. If they had a poster, I would expect Brett and Bulldog to be on top.
Think so?
Not Macho Man. No offense to Savage. He's got a match with Warrior. That could be right underneath. It's fine. I know who the world champions are. Have the title in the picture. Big deal. Okay, write it on the bottom of the picture. But to say, like, why is half of SmackDown on that picture? Like I said, if they want to do that, that's fine. But just state that you're going to move those people over. That's what I'm saying. Respect your draft. Respect the process that you started.
Right.
It's to help more people get over.
So it doesn't look completely fugazi.
Right. Here's some more bad WWE creative. Here's the new name. Oh, yeah. The Pure Fusion Collective. No comment, Quills, from me. I don't know if you like that name, Sean, but
no, I'm good.
I'm good on that. Sean, have you ever invested in a Hubb's gym idea?
Nope.
He might. I think Mike's behind a little bit, so this might be something that you had previously said.
Okay.
Where he's telling you to invest in that because he says it's a good idea, and then he does the acknowledge you side. So
I tried to put a comment in the thing, but it wouldn't let me. I'm trying to tell everybody to put hashtag Jey Uso for world champion on Twitter and tag me in it.
There you go. Tag him in it. Let him know. Sean, take us out of here, man, for All In, man. Good preview show. Love it.
Another great show. I'm looking forward to All In on Sunday, man. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you go to Triller TV and order the pay-per-views, plural. We're going to be fired up and moving forward into that. And obviously, make sure you guys get ready for All Elite Wrestling Presents All In by tuning into Everything Pro Wrestling with Conrad and Derek this coming Wednesday night at 10 p.m. because they will cover everything we didn't cover because they're the number one brand as it relates to AEW coverage. So make sure you check Conrad and my guy Derek out on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Keep on your calendar. We'll see you on next Monday before then, but keep on your calendar the Thursday after next, the Thursday before Bash in Berlin, that myself and Kyra will be bringing you a special edition of the Clash of the Podcast on the Hubbard Wrestling channel as we do our biggest giveaway in show history. And then we got also Hubbernomics sporadically, not going to lie, Hubbernomics sporadically, but we got a lot of things going on, man. So on behalf of my good friend and tag team partner, Conrad Cushman, my name is Sean Hubbard. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. It's been good 2 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row, possibly. I don't know. But big shout out to Brunson Reed. Let's hope he keeps the momentum going. But for all that, I'd like to say thank you to Conrad. Thank you to the chat. God bless. Be encouraged. Evil never prevails. Peace. Just give me my money.